now that I've figured out how my coordinates system thingy-majig works, and it does work, now I need to mount this, flip it over, mount it on the legs, and start figuring out how I'm going to make the section where the sand sits, and then the actual tabletop on top of that, and how to make it actually acceptably pretty. I don't have a table saw. I don't have a circular saw or a miter saw or whatever. Maybe it's time to buy one of those, or maybe I'll just use a hacksaw and try to get some nice mitered edges. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Let's get to work. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. All right, just stand there and be quiet. So to make this presentable, I'm gonna have to put a layer like this, and then something on top of that that's pretty, and then glass on top of that, so that we have our sand bed in here, and then the ball will roll around in here, and then it'll be protected by glass. Now, what I really need to figure out is how I'm gonna control it. I could have 2 dials on the top, like an Etch-a-Sketch, which means I'll have to drill through and make sure that I'm not getting sand falling through the holes, so I have to make a barrier, etc. Or I could put the dials on the front edge somehow. Okay, so just a quick check-in. I started to cut these side pieces that are gonna be like the edges all the way around. Sand's gonna go in here. I started to cut them by hand. It's like I said before, I don't have a miter saw, but my cuts were nowhere near this pretty. They were all wonky because I'm the least coordinated person in the universe. So I bought a miter saw. So much prettier cuts with a miter saw, even a cheap one. I just slapped a coat of paint on it. This paint is supposed to serve kind of 2 functions. It'll even out the color. Remember, this is going to be covered in white sand, and it's going to have lights in it. So this will even out the color a bit as the sand is moving around. You'll still be able to see the shadows from the lights, but I think it'll look better with a white backdrop. And also, it kind of seals the edges to keep the sand from getting out and escaping. I'm going to put another coat on so it's nice and thick. But, you know, I just used some old house paint that I had sitting around. What I'm really doing is just kind of avoiding doing the controls, because that's going to be a pain in the ass. So I'll just keep doing other things until I have to do that.